Talk about it.
Tom LOFFTER, 360 Promotions. Man, we were just talking about it, man, but great card tomorrow night. SERHI Boacek, Omar Trinidad. That's just the main and co-main event,
Yeah.
but we got Lupita Medina.
It's a deep show for sure.
It's a very deep show, man.
Yeah.
Just why put all these? Normally you kind of, there's one or two, but I feel like you have like four or five of your stars all on one show.
When we have that many stars on a show like this, it's great. It's great for the fans, great for UFC Fight Pass. SERHI Boacek had a tremendous year last year. The timing of it was looking for a fight for him. Nothing really materialized on a bigger level, so this is a great main event fight against Michael Fox. He's coming to win. Fox is coming to win. It's the southpaw boxer, tall, has a lot of reach. A lot of guys avoid someone like Fox with his style, but it's a great matchup with SERHI. Omar Trinidad is number 2 in the world, so SERHI's number 1 in the world. You got those two guys in the main event co-feature. Then you got Mizuki, who I'm excited to see. This will be her second time fighting here in LA, defending her WBO world title. So that's exciting. And then you got Lupita Medina on the show. She's a fan favorite. You got Jocelyn Camarillo. She's a lot of people are anticipating her fight on the show. Abel Mejia. I mean, it's a great card, top to bottom. The doors open tomorrow at 4 p.m. here at Commerce Casino, and it's gonna be a lot of fireworks in the ring.
You know, the return of Pablo Rubio too.
Pablo Rubio, yeah, he's been out for a while, right. So we're happy to have Pablo on the show too. Yeah.
You know, you mentioned SERHI's fight with Fox, tall guy, long guy. You know, we know SERHI's number 1 in the WBC. Yep. Fundora is obviously the champ for the WBC.
Similar style to Fundora,
right.
But these are dangerous fights. Look what happened to Charles Conwell. He was pretty high in the ratings. These are dangerous fights. Boacek fought an eliminator fight. He's the official mandatory contender in the WBC. But like I said, Michael Fox is coming to win the fight, and I didn't want to leave off Eduardo Diaz, active LAPD officer. He's going to be in a barn burner fight, so that's going to be an exciting fight for tomorrow.
And you mentioned SERHI's the mandatory. So after obviously if he were to win tomorrow, Fundora's in a tough fight against Zoo, but
yep.
Is that are you guys enforcing the mandatory given both victories if it happens?
We'll work with the WBC on that to see what direction we'll go into. He is the official mandatory. We got to see, it might even be a rematch with VERGIL ORTIZ, who's the interim champion. So we just got to see, first SERHI's got to get through tomorrow, see what happens with Fundora, and then go from there. I guess VERGIL's out for a little while with his hand injury, so we'll see how everything shakes out.
Tom, you mentioned that rematch with VERGIL. That's the fight that obviously fight fans are screaming, to happen.
Yeah.
What message do you have to Golden Boy? You obviously, you have fought many times against Golden Boy to make that fight happen and give the fans what they want to see.
Well, it was a great fight. It was a tremendous fight. A lot of people that I know thought SERHI won the fight. It was one of the top fights of the year. You got to give both fighters a lot of credit. The first time VERGIL's been on the canvas 2 times versus SERHI, but look, it was a tremendous fight, tremendous matchup. One of those fights that a lot of fans would want to see again. The great thing about that division for SERHI and for VERGIL is there's so many opponents in there. You just mentioned Zoo and Fundora, and then you got Charlos in there, and so many great fights that. And Madrimov, SERHI was supposed to fight Madrimov, that fell out. So we'll see if we can make the VERGIL fight. It'd be a great rematch if we can make the fight for Fundora. He was actually supposed to fight Fundora in March of last year, and then that fell out. Keith Thurman got injured, and no, it's every time SERHI gets in the ring, he's an exciting fight.
A lot of moving pieces, obviously, at the 154 pounds. Someone who's at that weight class is Fernando Vargas Jr.
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
fights across the street, later on Saturday night as well. He mentioned that he would like to fight one of your fighters, Callum Bosch, 2 undefeated young contenders. Yeah. What do you say to a possible matchup between Ireland and
that's a tremendous fight. Fernando Vargas, he's got the legacy, the family name. I know them well. I know Fernando Sr. and Jr. and Emiliano and Amato. I know the whole Vargas dynasty, and Callum Walsh has one of the fastest rising stars in boxing, fighting at Madison Square Garden 3 times. So if you were to put those 2 young undefeated fighters in the ring against each other, that's going to be fireworks. People want to see that fight. We'll have to see, if we can make that happen. But Junior's fighting the same night, tomorrow night, just down the road here in Long Beach. So we'll see if he can win. And then Callum's got a fight scheduled June 21 at Chumash. Callum's actually going to fight the guy Elias Espadas, who was here in the last show in April against he got a draw against undefeated Saturday Akhmedov, who was trained by Abel Sanchez. So Espadas is trained by Manny Robles, and now we're going to put Espadas, since he got the draw against a 15-0 guy. Callum's 13-0. That's a tough fight for Callum, but if he can win that fight, if Junior can win his fight, you never know. We'll see if we can put that together, as long as both guys, sounds like both guys want to fight, and that would be a great fight for the fans.
That'll definitely be a great fight for the fans. One that, you know, you gave us, the trilogy was Golovkin against Canelo. We haven't heard much of Gennady Golovkin. Obviously, he was able to help out and bring, you know, boxing back to the Olympics. What are the news on, or what can you give us an update with Triple G? Is he officially now retired?
He hasn't officially announced his retirement, but he's so busy now. He's so busy with, as you mentioned, with the National Olympic Committee of Kazakhstan. He's a big force in saving boxing for the 2028 Olympics here in Los Angeles. So it's great what he's doing for boxing, continuing his legacy after he had such a tremendous run in the middleweight division, so many world title defenses. That I'm happy for Triple G, what he's doing now, and that seems to be a second career. And he's there's no one better for that than Triple G, because he's a worldwide known star, and he has a big passion for boxing.
I mean, last one for me, if I could get your thoughts on Canelo's performance. He didn't look as sharp as we used to against William Scola up in Saudi. What are your thoughts, and what do you make of him fighting Terence Crawford? That you guys might be part of the card as well.
It's a great matchup. I love that matchup. You can make the argument that Canelo slowed down, especially after the 3 Triple G fights. Those were tough. 36 rounds going against Triple G. It's tough fights, but Canelo arguably is the biggest star in boxing. Whenever he fights, he sells out the arenas, he sells pay-per-views. He's got a huge fan base. When we put the Triple G fan base and the Canelo fan base together, it was magic, you know, up there in Las Vegas. And then you got Terence Crawford, who has one of the highest ring IQs in boxing. You got to balance that out with his speed, moving up 2 divisions, arguably 3 divisions, because Terence was always a welterweight. But I like that matchup. It's a great matchup. I think Canelo probably didn't press it too much against Skull, because he didn't have to. He didn't have to do too much in that fight, and he was happy just to unify all the titles in that fight. But against Terence Crawford, that's going to be a different fight. I know Bud's, you know, going to come out and want to put on the show for the fans, and Canelo's going to have to fight in that fight. And Canelo's got a great chin. You know, going 36 rounds with Triple G and never getting knocked down is a big accomplishment of itself. So I like that fight a lot. And again, 2 different fan bases coming together, so I think that's going to be a huge fight against 2 top pound-for-pound fighters.
Tom, could you, I don't know if you could give us any details, or you know, we're hearing rumors. Obviously, we know you're close. We're in the UFC Fight Pass. You know what I mean?
Representing.
Yeah, you know, Dana White is going to be promoting that fight, Canelo versus Terence Crawford. You and Dana obviously are really close. So do you have any involvement in that undercard, or will you be like facilitating TKO group, or are you joining the TKO group? I don't know. Can you give us any details of what's going on?
You know, Dana's been very supportive of what we've been doing here on UFC Fight Pass. He gave us the green light to do boxing here. We got the highest ratings that they've ever gotten on Fight Pass. Callum's a star. Every time he gets in the ring, tremendous ratings. Boachuk gets tremendous ratings. Omar Trinidad, you know, humble kid from Boyle Heights, now number 2 in the world. So you can see UFC Fight Pass is a tremendous platform for combat sports, the biggest combat sports platform in the world, over 220 events a year. And you know, we're excited about the support that Dana's given us, and I'm excited about Dana getting into boxing officially. He announced it at the Dublin show in Ireland last September when we were there with Callum, and I'm just going to support him 100%. He's been super supportive of everything that we've done building boxing on this platform, and so whatever he decides to do in boxing, I'm definitely going to be 100% behind him.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate your time as always. Great show.
Thank you. Good. Thank you.